Celtic are now looking to bring in some striker reinforcements, and we've been linked for a move for a former SPFL striker. We will discuss this in today's video whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours, but first make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Celtic winger Jota was spotted at the club's training base in Portugal this week, despite still being at least 7 months away from a return to action. The winger, who has been sidelined since April with a long-term injury, made an appearance at the team's pre-season training camp where the squad is preparing for 2 friendlies against Estrela da Amadora and Sporting. Jota has been based in Portugal since May as he continues his recovery process, but took time to reconnect with his teammates and club staff during their warm weather preparations. The winger's injury came at a high point in the season, just minutes into Celtic's title-clinching win away to Dundee United. The Portuguese attacker had a hand in the opening goal, forcing an own goal to set Celtic on their way, but was forced off 5 minutes later with a serious issue that has ruled him out until at least February 2026. The sight of Jota back around the squad, even in a non-playing capacity, will be warmly welcomed. The 26-year-old remains a popular figure at the club and among the support, with many hoping he can return to his previous levels when he's finally cleared to play again. Celtic's pre-season preparations are ramping up ahead of their Champions League playoff and their domestic title defence. Brendan Rodgers has made it clear he wants the squad sharp and focused from the outset. There is no suggestion that Jota is ahead of schedule, but his presence is a reminder of the quality Celtic have waiting in the wings once he completes his rehab. Now for the main story, Celtic are reportedly exploring a deal to bring Bojan Miovski back to Scottish football after a challenging spell in La Liga with Girona. The North Macedonia international has struggled to make an impact in Spain since leaving Aberdeen last summer. With Girona now open to offers, Celtic are believed to be among the clubs monitoring the striker's availability. Spanish outlet AS have noted Bundesliga interest too, with SC Freiburg and Hamburg also linked with the 25-year-old. It is understood that no official offer from any club has been made yet. Miovski was a standout at Aberdeen, netting 26 goals in all competitions during the 2023-2024 campaign before his switch to Spain. While the move to Girona was seen as a step up, opportunities have been limited and a return to the SPFL could appeal as he looks to relaunch his form. Brendan Rodgers has made strengthening his forward line a clear priority this summer. The Hoops have already signed Callum Osmond from Fulham and are nearing a deal for Japanese striker Shin Yamada in a £1.5 million move from Kawasaki Frontale, expected to be completed after the E1 Championship wraps up next week. Should Celtic step up their interest in Miovski, it would mark a familiar route for the club in turning to proven domestic performers. Whether they choose to pursue the striker aggressively will depend on Girona's asking price and how far Celtic feel Miovski can contribute to their European ambitions this season. In other news, Charlie Nicholas believes Brendan Rodgers is firmly in the driving seat at Celtic, but has warned the club hierarchy not to test the manager's patience in the transfer market. The former Celtic star reckons Rodgers is in full control as he enters the final year of his contract, with key talks looming over a potential extension. But Nicholas suggests the Irishman won't hesitate to walk away if he doesn't receive the backing he feels is required to elevate the squad. Rodgers returned to Celtic 2 years ago following Ange Postecoglou's departure, inheriting a treble-winning side but one with clear areas needing strengthened. Despite over £60 million being spent across the last 2 years, including record deals for players like Adam Idah and Arne Engels, Nicholas says there's still plenty of work to be done. This is what Nicholas had to say. Brendan Rodgers is in a position where he is in control of a situation that you want to be in. From the first time when he left, he was in a bit of turmoil with Peter Lawwell, who wasn't giving him the funds that he was demanding. Last season, he was given the funds he was supposedly demanding. And did the team improve? I don't think they improved last season. There are 5 or 6 players that need to go out, and they've brought in 5 players, but none are magical signings. If the transfer market is not going to be kind to him, or if he's not getting help in the market, he will not be happy, and that might just back him to say, this season could be my last. If the transfer market is not going to be kind to him, or if he's not getting help in the market, he will not be happy, and that might just back him to say, this season could be my last. The last couple of times Brendan needed to strengthen in the summer, he ended up spending 10 million on Odsonne Edouard from PSG. He bought Adam Idah last season for 9 million and Engels for £11 million. So I would be simply amazed if there was not at least one or two players hitting the £6 million bracket that he's targeting to bring in this summer, Nicholas concluded. With high expectations heading into a season that could include Champions League group stage football, Rodgers will need serious backing to compete, particularly given Nicholas's claim that a couple of £6 million calibre signings are likely required. Celtic have made steady moves in the early part of the window, but the clock is ticking, and so is the manager's patience. The previous fallout with Lorwell in 2019 still looms large, and Nicholas clearly sees similarities of that situation if the summer recruitment doesn't match Rodgers' ambition. Rodgers will have spoken to majority shareholder Dermot Desmond pre- or post-game in Cork this week. The Irish millionaire was in attendance as Celtic beat Cork 2-1. Surely there has been an indication one way or the other if Rodgers will be around. Lastly, Celtic are closing in on a deal for Japanese striker Shin Yamada, and fans are already wondering if he's the next Kyogo or just another gamble from the Far East. The Hoops have struck a £1.5 million agreement with Kawasaki Frontale for the 25-year-old forward, who's currently on international duty in South Korea. Once that's wrapped up, he's expected to head for Glasgow and complete his move. Yamada fits the mould of recent J-League success stories, but what exactly are Celtic getting? Yamada's standout season came in 2024 when he scored 19 goals in the J-League, finishing third in the top scorer charts. He was one of the most clinical finishers in the division, clever runs, tidy finishes, and a real eye for goal. His all-competition total hit 21 goals from 51 games, a return that grabbed attention across Asia. Celtic have tracked him ever since and now look ready to bring him in. But it hasn't all been smooth sailing. So far this year, he's managed just 2 goals in 21 league games, a sharp drop-off from last season's heights. Whether that's a blip or a warning sign remains to be seen. Yamada won't dazzle defenders with tricks or burn past them with blistering pace. That's not his game. What he brings is sharp movement in the box, a solid frame despite standing just 5'9", and a knack for sniffing out chances. He's been used mainly through the middle, but can also play on the right. He's right-footed, comfortable linking play, and works hard off the ball. The kind of forward Brendan Rodgers values in his system. He might not create much himself, but if Celtic's midfield and wide players can deliver the service, Yamada knows how to finish. J-League analyst Alan, editor of J Soccer magazine, says fans shouldn't expect a Kyogo-style forward. He said this: Kyogo made those runs in behind, had real pace and energy. Yamada's different. He's more of a battering ram. He'll hold players off, fight for space, and finish when the ball's in the box. He was excellent last season, scored goals in bursts, even coming off the bench. He looked ready for a move abroad, but when it didn't happen, maybe that affected him mentally. This season, he's been in the side more by necessity than form. His finishing was top draw. He's strong, physical, and doesn't shy away from a challenge. If Celtic give him the right service, and with players like Hatate and Maeda around him, they could really unlock him. Gibson believes a failed move last year might explain the striker's recent dip, and despite the downturn, he insists the raw materials are there. Where Yamada has really impressed is on the bigger stage. He's shone in the AFC Champions League, notching goals and assists in tight games against Asia's best. His numbers show a strong goal and assist rate per 90 minutes, putting him in the top bracket in the tournament. He also delivered a brace in the Japanese Emperor's Cup, showing he's not afraid of the big moments. He's no tank, but Yamada uses his body well. He can hold off defenders, compete in the air, and won't be bullied easily, which will serve him well in the Scottish Premiership. That said, the physicality and tempo here will be a jump. He may take a few months to adapt, as others have before him, and at £1.5 million, the deal is very much in line with Celtic's recent approach. It mirrors the signings of Kyogo Furuhashi, Ryo Hatate, and Daizen Maeda, all of whom arrived from Japan and made an instant impact. Shin Yamada isn't a guaranteed hit, but the upside is clear. If Celtic get the 2024 version of this player, they'll have added a genuine poacher to their front line. He's not flashy, he won't pull defenders all over the park. But if you put the ball in the box, Yamada is the type to get on the end of it. With Champions League qualifiers and a full season ahead, he could be a smart addition to Rodgers' squad, especially at that price. It's another bold move from Celtic in a market they know well, and if Yamada hits the ground running, it could turn out to be yet another J-League masterstroke. What are your thoughts on these? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribed to the channel for more Celtic content.